This is the Symposium podcast with E. Wright and Romero.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of the Symposium podcast. On the other side of the motherfucking chair, let the people know who you are, sir.
Yo, what it do, what it is, what the business is.
Ooh.
What up? It's your boy E. Wright. Welcome to the Symposium podcast. Let me kick it back to my mans.
You know what it is, winter coat runs in the motherfucking building. I'm feeling good today.
I did when I was fucking laughing because the last episode or the episode before, it's like, man, I'm putting a winter coat. You know what I mean? Might be putting it to rest, and then a day later, the Hulk was outside. It was cold as shit. I'm like, fuck, we got played.
Got you, bitch.
Got you, bitch. Oh,
Put
man.
that hood up like, oh, no.
Yeah.
It's still peak coat mode.
Yes, sir.
Today is February 26, 2022. You know what it is, man?
Fucking over.
Yeah, shit.
Damn.
Bye. Goodbye. But you know what it is, the boys is in the building.
Yes, sir.
It's warming up out there, but it's definitely toasty in here.
Yes.
So before we go any further, you know what we gotta do as always. My man, and to the people, welcome to the party. It's pretty good. I'm gonna hold my cup for a while.
How you doing, my man?
I'm good, brother. I can't complain. Everything seems to be going pretty well for me. Pretty well.
What's new?
All right. I'll tell you some news.
Mm-hmm.
So at work, right? For those of you who don't know, I'm a mental health practitioner. What that means is I help people in the community. I help them focus on their goals, their objectives, and how we can get them to the next step, the next level for their lives. Now, for my job, as of, I want to say Thursday, I am the only mental health practitioner.
Really?
Yeah, in our office.
Like people got fired or people quit?
I can't speak on that.
Okay.
I can't speak on that.
That's fair. That's fair.
But yeah, your boy is now in a tight position. So I'm like, okay, he's got expectations.
So
now.
yeah, so I was gonna say, is it more pressure or?
I was talking to the higher ups. There isn't pressure, but at the same time, there is. Like, I'm doing fine. I'm doing great, actually. I'm doing fucking great. But people gotta pick up the slack. That's the basic thing. It's like, okay, so how long before we hire some other people, and how long before I flip a table?
Right.
Like, I can't do this no more. Fuck this shit. But I don't see that happening because that's a good company. I like everyone that I work with. Much love to the people, especially the higher ups. Appreciate you. But yeah, other than that, still on that shit, man. House baby Tesla. What about you, my man? What's going on?
Dude, I'm well. I'm just it was kind of a long week, but I say that I didn't even work Monday, so it was a short week, but it just felt like a long week.
President's Day, yeah.
So it just felt like a long week, but it's kind of up and down, but it can't complain, like you said, man. Like, I'm good. I'm in a good space.
Yeah.
I'm in a good space, and just kind of trying to continue that. My family was just up here. They went back yesterday. They came and kicked it with Twan and I for a while. So that was dope.
Cool.
Yeah, he got to see some of his brothers and sisters and his mom and his aunt. So yeah, we just kicked it, man. It was good. Like, I'm in a good space. I feel really good.
Good, brother. Good.
I feel really good.
I'm glad to hear. Brothers is actually in good spirits nowadays.
Yeah, man.
It's good.
About damn time. It's about damn time.
Big facts. We say it all the time. Y'all been with us for over a year now. Boys was going through it at some times. But y'all also got to be a part of the journey when like shit was really popping off.
Yeah.
So that's neat. Thanks for sticking with us and seeing the highs and some of the lows. But that being said, should we get into some news?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Kick us off, man.
Cool. Let's see here. Unfortunately, after saying that, this is some news that we need to discuss because this is...
Can't run from it.
Nah, not at all. This is world news.
Mm-hmm.
When it's world news, it's big news. It is official. Russia invades Ukraine. Putin ain't fucking around.
Man.
So this comes from CNN. The battle has begun for control of Ukraine's capital, Kiev, with an apartment building in the city hit by a missile or rocket early Saturday. Ukrainian President Volodymyr, not to be confused with Volodymyr Zelensky, has vowed Ukraine will stand its ground, saying the county has withstood and successfully repelled enemy attacks. So that's what's going on. Russia is invading Ukraine. Ukraine is like, fuck that.
This is wild, especially in this day and age we're in right now with all the social media, bro. Like, the videos going around, the pictures. It's like, is this fucking real?
Russian soldiers are taking video of them invading Ukraine. How wild is that?
Exactly. It's insane, bro.
It's insane.
I saw the video of the dude hugging his little daughter. Like, cause he's about to, cause he's leaving for the shit. I'm like, what? And then you see like the hospital, the shit that's like got destroyed, like, like the lives lost. Like, the shit is just nuts, man.
I think what's interesting about, we'll save it because we're talking about social media later, right?
Yeah.
So
for sure.
We'll save it for later. But yeah, that's what's going on.
How do you feel about the U.S.'s take or stand? Involvement.
To be honest, I don't know yet.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not just us. It's not just America that's involved.
Mm-hmm.
United Nations overall is involved in this as well. So I'm waiting to see what else happens. Because apparently, if I recall, for Russia, there are a couple things that have been happening. Like, a couple sanctions have already taken place. Like I think wealthy families or some shit are getting taxed. Don't quote me on that.
Mm-hmm.
And then they shut down like a couple banks, I believe. So Russia's getting hit basically.
Yeah.
Because they got a warning. They were like, listen, war is bad. Don't fuck, like Russia, don't fuck with Ukraine, right?
Yeah.
If you do this is what's gonna happen. Putin was like, you gotta get down to lay down.
Yeah.
And Big Joe was like, okay, here's what's gonna happen.
Right. Yeah, man, it's just, I guess it's too soon to really, but it's just, this shit is just nuts, man.
Do you think, just going back to your question, like, do you think America is gonna get, like, they're gonna be more involved? What happens?
Somehow, yeah.
Yeah.
Somehow, some way, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I do. Which is unfortunate, but I do.
Y'all little niggas be on the lookout. Excuse me, you young adults coming up, be prepared. I'm just saying, if it comes down to, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We've seen history. We've seen people being enlisted. So pray for your young ones.
Seriously.
Hopefully it doesn't go that far.
Seriously.
But we'll circle back on that.
On
a particular topic.
For sure.
What do you got?
Let's just keep going. The 3 officers involved in the death of George Floyd, 2020, they were found guilty on all federal charges in his killing. The 3 former Minneapolis police officers were found guilty on this past Thursday of violating the civil rights of George Floyd. The former officers, Jay Alexander, is it King? I don't even know. Is it King?
King.
Thomas Lane, and is it Tuatau?
Tuatau.
All were convicted of depriving Floyd of his civil rights while acting under government authority When they failed to give him medical aid, King and Tao additionally were convicted of not intervening to stop their fellow officer, Derek Chauvin, from using excessive force. Tao, King, and Lane all face up to life in prison, which that's the severest they can go, but that's unlikely, obviously, right?
Sure.
They're scheduled for trial in June, right? So on state charges for aiding and abetting murder and manslaughter.
Well, shit. I mean,
so the fight is they're still fighting. They're still fighting. Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge.
But again, we've had this conversation before. Like, what was it? The young man that was on trial, like for, what was it, in Wisconsin, right? He got off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. See where I'm going? Recently, we talked
Colorado.
about Kim Potter and.
Yes. It's like a kind of, all right, get one, take one.
Yeah.
And that's fucked up.
Equivalent exchange, one might say.
Yeah, because lives are still being lost.
So it's wonderful news. Well, it's big news. Yet at the same time, it's like, yeah, but it's okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. Still big news. What else you got?
On some a little lighter, the U.S. Women's National Soccer Team. Shout out to them. They just settled for a $24 million settlement for the equal pay claim. So the class action lawsuit calling for equal pay was filed by all 28 members of the World Cup winning U.S. women's soccer team.
Goddamn.
Perhaps the most powerful and provocative story involving sports and politics that we've ever seen in the last 5 years. Yeah, so it ended on Monday this week.
Okay.
All the parties settled for $24 million, $22 million, and $22 million, which will be split among all the athletes.
Congratulations.
Because they got to the fucking bag.
For real.
Rightfully so. Rightfully so.
That's big.
And I love Rapinoe. I love like all of them, dude. They just so Alex Morgan, like they just the swaggiest dope. Like they like deserve this shit, man, because they work just as hard, dude. If not harder, they gotta work harder, really.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was super dope, man. And I knew he was gonna come with some heavy, so I wanted to, especially, give women their just due and shout outs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, big time. Sorry, I'm just thinking about like how big that is.
Yeah, bro.
Like
they got to the bag. Rightfully so.
I'm gonna need to tell Danny G that. As someone who was a huge soccer fan.
Yeah.
So all right, that's some news. That's good news. You got anything else?
Yeah. For this will be our last week doing this, obviously, but our Black influential leaders, we kind of skipped over that.
Oh yeah. We'll go back.
Yeah. So I just want to shout out, and I ain't gonna keep this long because what's understood ain't gotta be explained. Venus and Serena Williams are my shout outs for this week, man. Like, if you don't know, you might live under a rock, but
stupid.
That's like Black excellence at its finest.
Did you see King Richard?
That was about to tell you that. I did not even watch it yet.
I have not seen it.
I still haven't watched it yet.
Okay.
So that's gotta be done because I heard great things. I heard Will Smith killed it. Like, no surprise. But
he's gonna win an Oscar.
Yeah.
He's going to win.
Yeah.
Best Actor of the Year.
But yeah, so those are my.
Those are your two?
Yes, my two.
Your historical figures?
Yes.
Okay. I did say that I was going to mention the psychologist last time, but I'm actually going to push that back. No disrespect to him, but it's just something happened recently that I was just like talking about it so much. How can I not just straight up acknowledge him?
Yeah.
Kanye West. I gotta give my man.
I like that.
Credit where credit is due. Like for real. And we're gonna touch on it a little more, but Kanye West, very much appreciate. One of the reasons, to be quite honest, the Symposium podcast exists, nigga.
Mm-hmm.
One of the reasons that I wear khakis, my guy. Big talk.
It's a great segue too, by the way. So
very influential, man. So Kanye West, one day you ever hear this, appreciate you very much, sir, and for all the things that you've done for the culture. So, yeah.
Yeah, man. So that's news to me.
Hell no, I still got one more for y'all.
I'm sorry.
Keep
My
it
bad.
mad light.
Excuse me.
This is fuckery though, because
I like fuckery though.
yeah, because
we love fuckery on the Symposium podcast.
I read this and I was like, this ain't real. This is real. A Minnesota high schooler who patiently waited until he turned 18 to use social media was handsomely rewarded by his proud mother. This little nigga was off of social media until he was 18. But get this, his proud mother presented him with $1,800.
Just for not getting the social media?
Just for being off of social media. This started when he was 12. 12, so 6 years. For 6 years, he was off of social media.
Yeah.
And he's like, I feel like an old man. I'm just trying to adjust and get on there. And I'm like, nigga, you got gypped.
Yeah. I don't think that was worth $1,800.
Not at all. Not at all. You know what you could have done?
You could have made $1,800 if you would have got on social media, bro. Like, oh no.
You got played, man.
Yeah.
You got the short end of the stick there, sir.
You definitely got played.
You don't know how to negotiate, my man.
Damn.
You got some discipline, though.
Yeah,
I'll give you that.
Respect.
I'll give you that. Like, you definitely have some discipline, sir.
Respect.
But I'd negotiate the fuck out of that. I'd have been like, for every year that I'm off social media, you gotta give me $1,000.
Damn.
I need that bag.
Right.
But still, congratulations to you, man.
Yeah, man.
Good for you, sir. And that's news to me. Oh, I can't believe that shit. All right, sir.
Genius.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Second episode dropped. Stayed up pretty late last night watching it.
See, same.
It was nostalgia again.
Yeah.
I told you.
Yeah. Oh my
It's
God.
amazing.
Yeah, dude. So weird. So surreal.
That journey.
Yeah.
That journey of that grind. Like, that motherfucker made a way, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it was so dope. Like, it was so dope to watch the college dropout be made like that.
Yeah.
Like, unreal, bro. Like, he finessed his way in the studio time.
Yeah.
Like, had to. Like, and then cast in all those favors that he had out there, which is smart. Like, because Rockefeller wasn't, he was on the back burner. They still wasn't like, they still looking at him as a producer.
Yeah.
He wanted to be a fucking rapper.
He was signed, but he wasn't on.
Right.
Yeah.
And like that moment when he went into the studio, found like Luda was there, got that shit done. I forgot that was he produced that track. Excuse me. And then that, just Pharrell, just that moment with Pharrell, just super dope, bro. Like, it's just to know what we know already and to be watching that back, like,
Like back now.
And how genius was it to just film that whole shit, bro? Like, my biggest question is, where the fuck is Cootie at?
Yeah, big ups to Cootie, man.
Like,
He's still with Ye.
Is he?
Yeah, he's still with Ye.
I need to look that up because I don't know. I'm like, dude.
Wait for part 3. It's coming out next week. By the time y'all hear this shit will be out.
Yeah.
So.
And the fact that, once Ye finally got moving after Through the Wire, like even making that video, and then, finally getting the album out, and then that put them on to film for other people and do videos for other people.
Yeah.
And Kanye was moving. They didn't go on tour with Kanye, you know what I mean?
Not for a while. Like, Cootie linked up with fucking
I forgot.
John Legend.
Yeah.
a young John Legend, mind you.
Man, watching him make slow jams in the studio, him and Jamie Foxx.
A young Jamie Foxx.
That shit was so dope, bro.
Oh,
that shit was so dope. Just amazing, bro. The man is amazing.
There's so much.
He had a vision.
There's so much to discuss. I don't know how much time we fucking have.
Yeah, we definitely.
There are like two things that I want to focus on, though. Or one is a story. I want to say this. Actually, no, fuck that. First thing that I want to say about it is, you gotta give him credit for documenting that shit. Like you said,
yes.
Like that's very smart on his part, just to document his journey that far, like that long ago. I mean, and I find that very fascinating, and it's very appealing because you see Kanye, like the core, basically. Kids growing up, like what is it? It's 2022. Back then, it was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Kids weren't even born. They were just a twinkle in the universe's eye, right? So coming up now, they just know Ye. They don't know Kanye West.
Right.
So you're seeing it. You're now seeing like what it was like for him in the beginning. I'm rambling, but let me get to the point. You know the scene where they go see his mom, right?
Yeah.
At her apartment, and she looks at the chain, and she's like, "Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it,
The
Kanye."
little angel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good music.
Yeah.
And I was just like, and she's like, "That's good." And I was
Yeah.
like, "There it is."
Yeah.
Like from the smallest things, meeting with the choir, talking about Through the Wire. It's like you see this nigga many years later hooking up with the choir.
Yeah. At a whole Sunday service.
It's like this was Kanye. Kanye never really changed.
Right.
There are certain things about him that changed. There's like he got more money, was in a different environment, but Kanye was still Kanye.
Yeah, dude, my favorite part of it every time is whenever his mom pop on the scene, bro, because he's like a little fucking kid. Like that bond is just so dope to me.
That was his best friend, dog.
It's so dope.
I thought about you too when I saw that. I was like, that's Eric.
Yeah.
That's Eric and his mom.
Yeah.
Straight up.
It's just so dope to me, man. Nah, but this is well put together.
Yeah, dude.
So dope to watch, man. It's gonna get a little, you know,
the next episode 3 is gonna be. I cannot wait for that one because that's gonna be real interesting. But
just because we probably gonna get his thought, like, you know, from behind closed doors, or
I'm very interested to see what's gonna happen, especially like because it's just two different yays.
Yeah.
It's two different yays. So it's like, okay, let's see what from your perspective, sir, what happened.
Right.
Absolutely. But before that happens, I want to tell y'all a story. I don't think I've really said it on here before, but as you know, I am a hipster. I can't fucking lie to y'all. Nay, I am a trendsetter. I know what shit is about to pop off before it even pops off. I remember in 2003, and people were talking about Jay-Z retiring, right? And people were like, all right, who's gonna be the next big rapper? And the two that I heard were Memphis Bleak and fucking Beanie Siegel.
I'm gonna say Beans had to be.
Yeah. And I remember, I'll never forget it. I remember going to people and I was like, yo, what about Kanye? Niggas looked at me like I was crazy. It was like, the fuck is you talking about? That's a nerd ass nigga. He just make beats. 1 year later, I saw niggas in sweaters. Saw niggas trying to. Yep.
Double polos.
Yeah. And I was like,
Wearing double polos is fucking crazy, bro. Like.
Yeah.
And niggas was doing
it. Niggas was doing it. Like it was cool.
First of all, you wasting a shirt. And then the collars was popped. just disgusting. But niggas was doing it.
Oh, and the pink! And the pink! Hard pink.
I hopped on the pink wave.
Who didn't?
Because of Dipset, though.
Cameron?
Yeah. I definitely hopped on the pink wave because of Cameron.
Oh God, it's so good. But my point to that is, it's just like niggas was in a box.
Yeah.
Niggas could not really see the future.
Yeah.
Just like the documentary. No one knew about Kanye.
Mm-hmm.
Like they couldn't grasp it, they couldn't see it. And I'm like, this is the way for the culture.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if Kanye didn't blow, where we'd be? It would be very different.
Very. Yeah, no.
Very,
absolutely.
very different.
Absolutely.
And to be quite honest, we needed that. We needed that shift. I know it sounds like, oh man, these motherfuckers love Kanye. It's like, yes, we do.
Right. No, it's
In a very
artistic and creative
way.
Yeah. Like,
Big fans.
that's just how I try to see everything. And if it don't really line up with that, it's like
Yeah. Look, man, niggas, to go from, even if niggas was popping their polos and shit, wearing 2 shirts, it's like, yeah, but at the same time, somewhere down the road, niggas start to learn how to dress.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. It was discovered, like, at first you was wearing baggy jeans and big ass tees in your white tee. Now you see that you can wear a polo and some skinny jeans and still be a nigga. Just saying. But that's my 2 cents, man. I think it's great. And I told you niggas long ago, Kanye was next up. Any words, sir? What do you got to say about Genius overall?
It's just amazing, bro. Like I said it on the last episode, it is amazing, bro. Like I'm glad we got this. I hate going through what he's going through right now, but you know, that's something else. You know, we not reporting about that part of Kanye no more. We just
Nah.
rock with this genius.
We'll keep it here. Maybe we'll discuss more
episode
3. But
for sure.
Going back to it though, like to see a young Ye, just even linking up with certain people like Pharrell or even Jamie Foxx, but especially Pharrell. I think about that. And
Diddy
I'm
though
like,
too.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know. There's something about that that's very, I don't know if it's unique or special. I don't know what the word is, but like it's a moment in time that you'll never get back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
that was my first thought. I was like, man, I wonder how often do they still like work together or like, you know?
Yeah. Like these are people who are icons.
Mm-hmm.
But way back when, they weren't at that stage yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even Diddy was popping, but Diddy wasn't like what he is now. And he was huge already. So I don't know. I think that's very, very interesting, and I don't know what's going to happen down the road or who will be like the next big thing. But let's call it like a hip hop renaissance.
Yeah.
I don't know when the next renaissance will be.
Right.
So we got lucky. At the same time, it's kind of unfortunate because I was a dumbass kid. I was not aware. I was not that aware. So yeah, that's my 2 cents there.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Netflix. Shout out to them.
Good job. At first I thought it was stupid, but you guys got it right.
Yeah.
Good job.
Absolutely.
And good job, Ye, for getting that bag and releasing that information.
Oh man, now that I just mentioned it, are we done with that?
Yeah, we're done.
I started, was it Inventing Annie? Anna?
Inventing Anna? Yeah. What do you think?
It's dope, bro.
Okay.
It's dope.
Yeah.
It's a dope story, man.
Very, very interesting.
Yeah.
I can't remember the woman's name. I should know it. She created Scandal.
Yep, Shonda Rhimes.
Thank you. Yeah.
Another
fucking killing it out here.
influential person.
African American woman
Mm-hmm.
doing the damn thing. She's also a part of Grey's Anatomy.
Yep.
Which I've never seen to this day, but people love that shit.
Really? I've watched a lot of Grays, man.
Have you really?
I watched a lot of
Eric, you surprise me every day.
I watch some of that. Let me tell you, bro, my show list is longer than the track meet, bro. I'll tell you that.
Okay. I don't know that much about it, so you can tell me all about it sometime. Goddamn. Yeah. Okay, so I'm glad you got into that.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. What else we talking about today?
I've been just thinking, just situations, and what do you think? Do you think like friend groups can mix and mingle or interchange? So like let's say this. Say I got a group of my high school friends, I talk to all the time, but then I got my college friends that are a little different from my high school friends.
Yeah.
So do you think like bringing the two together is like a weird thing, or like a good or bad thing, or do you think like people, why don't people do it? Like, what is it? Like,
why doesn't it happen?
Yeah, why doesn't it happen as often? Or is it there, like, what's the issue with that, with you like mixing groups, friend groups?
That's a good question, sir. My opinion, I mean,
yeah, what's your opinion? I'm not looking for like a set answer. What's just your opinion on that?
I don't know. It's not impossible.
Yeah.
But there are a number of things that make that not likely to happen. One of them just being high school friends.
It don't even have to be high school or college. Just in general. Like
just friends mixing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if it didn't happen, this podcast wouldn't happen.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Okay, so in that sense,
I still like it is a thing though.
Well, all right, here. This is what I was gonna get at. It's not impossible for it to happen, but there are certain things that have to be in place.
Yeah.
Just for us, for example, you and I, we click, we connect on a lot of things.
Right.
If you're talking about groups, I mean, there are certain things that make those people connected. Like, the people that we hang out with.
Right.
You know the reasons why we're all friends. Now, let's say, you got another friend group, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know how y'all operate, you know how you think and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any similarities between the two groups where you can actually go, okay, y'all can be together.
Right.
Like, this could work.
So do you think though, what if you like, you think you would offend a certain group by not thinking like that could work?
You
think that could be offensive?
Yeah.
There's like kind of like oh they too good, or you know what I mean, or I ain't, or we ain't good enough over here.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, is that like a thing?
Oh, definitely. I can tell you from experience, it's definitely a thing. I had a very close friend, like a childhood friend, and we were hanging out. Like, we would hang out multiple times with friends from college days, right?
Yeah.
And everything would be cool in terms of a party or just socializing and stuff, but there would be certain times where, my childhood friend would not click with my college friends.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't happening.
Right.
And I couldn't wrap my head around it. I'd be like, why isn't this working? Like, when it comes to partying and shit, everything's good. But when it comes to having a heart-to-heart, or, actually connecting, it'd be a different story.
Yeah.
And I just realized, I was like, think about it, Romero. Think about how you connected with this person and how you're connected with this person. There's still love and everything, but one thing to also consider is like, well, the Romero back then is not the same as now.
Yeah.
So, and another thing too that you might have to consider is like, let's just say past friends to, I don't want to say new to present friends. Are you the same person as you were before?
Right.
Do you still have the same characteristics? Does that go with you?
Yeah. So what if you're like older friends or like your, you know, the friends group? What if they don't accept that? What if they like, oh, you changed, like you weird, like you being weird, or how you deal with that? How would you deal with that?
I'll be like, can we have a conversation? Like, you say that I'm weird. How?
Right.
And
it's just like I'm just trying to think like, what if they like maybe like it's like we've outgrown, which is okay.
Yeah.
Right. I guess it just depends on how they take it though.
So two things that I would have to say there. My dad, shout out to my old man. I appreciate you, bastard. Just kidding. Love you. I'll never forget this. I remember I was 15 years old. We were driving. I don't know what it is about my old man, but whenever we get in the car and we go somewhere, that's when he gives me life lessons.
Yeah.
And part of me says like,
that's a perfect time though.
I also feel like it's a trap.
Yeah, that's what the perfect time. Can't go nowhere. Can't run away from this conversation.
It's like, oh my God. I'll save that story for another time. But that nigga he would trap me and just ask me questions. But in this particular time, I was 15 years old. We were riding in the car, and he's asking me like, "Okay, it's your freshman year. How you feeling?" And I was like, "Not too bad. It's okay. It's cool." And from there, he started to tell me what to expect as we got older. And he's like, "Listen, you know, you have friends that you knew as kids, and you making friends in high school right now, which is good, but don't be surprised if one day, you know, some of them start doing drugs.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised if some of your friends that are girls start getting pregnant, and the people that you're close with. I'm not saying, you know, they're gonna turn your back on you or anything, but don't be surprised if, you know, one day y'all just go your separate ways, find your own path." And I fought him on that. I was like, "What are you talking about? No, we gonna, like, these my boys, these my niggas for life. We gonna be together forever." Like, kid shit. Little did I know, my old man was a wise man.
Yeah.
All those things did come to fruition.
Yeah, man. It didn't. I gotta like my brothers. I just grew up with, you know, in high school, like we just through high school together. So we all moved, did our separate things. We used to keep in touch here and there, but it didn't take us. It took us losing one of them to get closer, to get back closer. You know.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how shit lines up like that, but it was tough, you know. Then it's kind of, you know, we talked about it and everything, you know, and it's kind of, but this has been like almost a year now, so it's like shit is a lot different, but and it is still tough. It was tough for me. Like I haven't seen one of mine like in over 10 years.
Really?
Yeah, like he's put in a situation, and but I still haven't linked up with him, and it's fucked up because like me and him kind of had a little on the side, like like I'm the only one he hasn't seen yet, you know. That's tough on me, but it's, you know, it's tough on him too. You know, like we trying to figure that out, you know, trying to find a way to make that happen, but it's just like, you know, it's just
life.
Thank you. It's just life.
But see, that's different. That's different from your question.
That's different. That's way different.
Okay.
Oh, I just went on. I just was thinking about what your dad.
Yeah.
So I just kind of.
Yeah, I got you.
No, that's completely different.
Yeah, that's life. Hope you guys link up soon.
Yeah, we have to.
Need to.
We have to.
But yeah, that being said, that was like the first thing The second is when it comes to wondering if groups can mix, or some, one of your group of friends, right? They look at you like you changed or you're a weirdo. You have to look at yourself. You have to look at yourself from one friend group to the next and consider how you feel.
Right.
Like you as an individual, if you know yourself, if you know what makes you feel good, if you know the environment that you feel like energized.
Yeah.
And if you feel that in one friend group and you don't feel that in another,
right.
Well, then which one are you gonna go to more?
And I mean, also think about like why do you feel the need to you need to separate? Like what's going on?
Yeah.
Where you think like, oh, these, like, oh, I want to keep these guys over here, but have these like,
yeah.
Why is that a thing? You know what I mean? Why is that a thought? In our minds, in our brains, like, is it situations?
Well, I mean, there's a number of things. Like, just to be a nerd here, psychology, like we're very tribal.
Mm-hmm.
Extremely.
Okay.
Like, we definitely have a tribe mentality, whether we know it or not.
Yeah.
That's why we like people who have similar thoughts or come from the same school of thought as us, which is a little ignorant, if I'm being quite honest.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not open, we talk about this so many times. It's like if you're not open to learning some shit, then what you're basically closing yourself off to growing. But as far as groups, a lot of people are like that. I'm even like that. I'm like that with you and all of my boys. It's like I'm open to opportunities, but there are certain times where I'm like, fuck you, fuck your mama, fuck your dad, fuck everybody that you with, and all that nonsense. I ain't gonna fight nobody. It's just like, again, tribe mentality.
Mm-hmm.
So, thoughts on that?
You nailed it. I mean, you hit it right on. Like that's pretty. We on the same page. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I was just curious. Like, but it's so many factors to that. So many factors to that.
The hard thing is, in my opinion, and I know you've experienced this as well, because you for the people, you can basically go through any group. Yeah. You can be anywhere.
Right, and that's the thing,
Like people like that, they are able to move through any group, get along with just about anyone and everyone.
Mm-hmm.
But people who are specifically in a group, they're not able to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Which is tough. It's tough.
Mm.
So yeah, I hope I answered your question. Might have gone on a couple tangents there.
That's what we do.
True.
That's what we do.
True.
With that being said, though, I think we should save the last one for the next one because you had way more to add to my social media.
Yeah. Right.
Our next topic. I think we should save this for the next one.
You want to say the social media one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because we should probably wrap up here soon. But I do have a story time.
Okay.
I want to share.
Okay.
So yeah, let's save that one. So, like I told you in the beginning of, did you have anything else on?
No.
Okay. So since like I told you in the beginning, I was good. My family came up here.
Mm-hmm.
What I didn't say was this was the first time in a few years that both of my sisters and I were in the same vicinity together.
Okay.
Yeah. Just because of busy, you know what I mean? But both my sisters came up here, see me and Twan, and especially for Twan's game. And one night we was literally just chilling in my living room, talking, and it might have been the toughest conversations we've had, but it was needed, and it was so dope. Like, it was the first time we've done that ever. And it's so fitting because how it started was like, I was just, because, you know, my mom kind of vents to me, because I'm here and they're all there in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So my mom vents to me about shit going on. And so I just was like, but I know how my sisters are, to get defensive real fast. But I was just straight up like, hey, I'm gonna ask you something, but don't take this the wrong way. So I asked about the situation, and they explained their side of it, and it made sense.
Okay.
And so I'm like, the issue I think we have is we don't communicate enough as siblings. Like we talk, if I'm complaining about my twin, I'm complaining to my big sister about her. If my big sister complain about my twin, she gonna come to me about it.
Yeah.
And it's a whole triangle instead of us communicating together.
Yeah.
And we kind of talked that out. And it was just super fucking dope, bro, because they were listening, and then we unpacked some shit from our childhood as to why we act the way we act. Because I tell everybody this, if you knew us growing up, you would never think I had a twin fucking sister, because we hated each other.
Really? No.
Yeah. But I never understood why my sister treated me the way she did.
Okay.
And we literally talked about it, and I'm like, that actually makes sense.
Yeah.
And it has a lot of trauma. There's a lot of trauma. It was a lot of the way she was being treated, you know, like, and the way I was being treated. But I was being treated on a different, like, I could do no wrong in their eyes back then. And so she always got the brunt of it, you know? And that fucked her up, you know? And it was just like, damn. And then we talked about, my older sister mentioned therapy.
Okay.
And that's when I'm like, holy shit. Like, I said, I want to go to therapy. I want to, and she's like, man, I'm like, but you know, like, that stigma around it, like, I'm surprised you just told me that. She's like, shit, me too. But we all need to go. She said, we literally all need to go. And I just, man, bro, like that, the emotions from that night, bro, it was just so, it was like,
no, I get it.
It was heavy, but it was dope. There was no liquor involved, no nothing, bro. We were literally just talking, like, sober as fuck. And it was, and then some shit came out that I never knew. Some shit came out that they never knew. But, yeah, man, it was amazing, bro. It was amazing. So, Tria, Erica, shout out to y'all. Like I said, man, communicate. We gotta communicate, but it was dope, bro. It was dope.
I'm not gonna cry in this motherfucking podcast, and don't do that to me. That's good, man. I'm very, 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 very happy for you and your sisters.
Yeah, man.
Excuse me. It's really, there are no words for a moment like that. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Like I know that feeling, cause sorry, I don't know how to describe it, because it's just it's a moment of clarity almost.
Yeah, man. Like, especially like the shit we done been through so much, man. Like, family and our mom, and, you know, and this. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It was
exactly.
It was a conversation, bro. I never thought we'd have, and it literally just like, I was like, fuck it, and just went for it. And
big ups to you and your siblings. Because it takes a lot.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. Like, it takes a lot.
Yeah.
It's not easy. But when you actually have that conversation, when you're able to, and
you know, we're older and, and look at shit differently, so maybe it wasn't time to have those conversations,
No, usually isn't. And some people never do.
Yeah.
That's something that this has been on my mind, like, the past, I don't know, few hours, since I saw Genius. Was thinking about, even from the last episode, we was talking about, like, having your dreams and stuff like that, and going out there, we've been saying this over and over again, like, do that shit.
Yeah, right.
Whatever you set your heart on, like, go do that. Something that I was thinking about was, what if you get to a certain place in your life where you feel whole? Like, you as a person, you feel good about life. You feel good about where you're at, about your achievements. And you become, like, you're self-aware, basically. And I thought about that, and I was like, if I'm in a good place, if I've if I've healed some wounds, I've made peace with my family, all my people are good, my money's right, and so on and so forth. I was like, and me as a black man, why would I not give back? Like, why would I not be a pillar in my community?
Right.
Or, like, just even talking about psychology, right? Like, I talk about this shit all the time, but we say it all the time. It's like, it's still a stigma.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's like, okay, well, if I didn't talk about it, wouldn't I just be doing nothing? I'd be standing on the side, like, I'd just be a punk.
Yeah.
So it stops being a wanting to do the podcast or even wanting to share this sort of information. It's like, you need to.
Yeah.
You need to do those things.
Right.
I'm not trying to, like, be on a soapbox or anything. It's just more like, with what you're talking about, you sit with your siblings, you have these conversations. You don't know what the outcome's going to be, but you feel
the obligated or the need to, share.
And so you move on from that, right?
Yeah.
But now you, because you did that, do you feel like that needs to be shared? Not so much the conversations, but, like, that energy within your peoples.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%.
So,
yeah, so we'll see where it go from here, but it was a great moment. It was a great moment.
Good for you, man. Good for you. This is a very, I don't know what to call this episode. Jesus.
Yeah.
Solemn? I don't know. You sure? I got time, nigga. If you got another topic or no. We can leave it here too.
I think this is a good place to leave it.
Okay.
I think it's a good place to leave it. I mean, fuck it. Let's talk about it.
Okay.
Let's talk about it since we here. Since we unpacking some shit. But yeah, let's just talk about it. Social media, bro. How do you protect your mental health from social media and boundaries of social media? Like, what do you do?
Damn. That's a good question. Where's this coming from?
Just curious.
Okay.
Like, do you, like, cause you could just take time, have your phone, just take some time from your phone, delete your apps. Like, what do you, like, I just came across it and I was just curious, like, is there, cause I don't do that at all. Like, social media is just there for me. And
it's
it is what it is.
You never turn it off. Yeah. It's always there. It's always present.
Like, from the time I wake up to the time I go to sleep, I'm scrolling,
Mm-hmm.
So But do you do that? Do you control that, or do you like this? Or does it affect your mental health?
Oh, 100%.
Especially all the shit we see in the news and all that.
It's always present.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely affects me.
Yeah.
It affects all of us.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
But I like to think, to some degree, I'm not as plugged in as others
Mm-hmm.
can be. And it's no like, oh, you woke, all that shit. It's like, no, man, it's not that.
Right, because I live there. I'm paying rent.
I think one of the things is, just for example, like for me, right? I think about, I don't post.
Yeah.
I don't post. I jump on and I'll see like stuff. Just for example, with Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
I'll check on the peoples, see what's going on with them.
Mm-hmm.
I might look at some nonsense for a minute and then I jump off. But I don't really interact that much. Every so often I do a post and stuff. But that limits my time on there.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, okay, I'm looking at some nonsense and I'm paying attention to what people are doing. But if I were actually interacting, I'd be on there forever.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of helps me remove myself from that, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Instagram, TikTok, all that nonsense. So
it's very time consuming, but just so what would you? So if you're talking, so your man's that just got it at 18, he just got the social media.
Yeah.
How would you tell him to be wary of, or what would you tell him about social media for someone new?
You're gonna hear this word. You're gonna hear it a lot. It's called baddies. Be aware of that. Just be aware of that. You'll hear it a lot. Don't like everything. Be careful of what you like. I don't know. There's no written guide.
Yeah.
There's no
Trial and error, man.
If anything, I would ask him, like, if we're talking about the young man, I would ask him, like, what kept you off of social media for so many years?
Yeah.
And once I heard his response, I would say, all the things that you just told me, keep that.
Yeah.
No matter what happens, is like, if you're on TikTok, if you're on Instagram, what have you, always think about the habits that got you here to this place. Because you were good without it, you'll be good with a small time frame of it, I guess. I don't know how to make sense of that, but what would you do? What would you tell them?
I don't know, man. Honestly, just like you said, be careful, but I mean, you gotta, explore, man. Get on there but don't let it take up all your time, man.
Yeah.
Read a fucking book. Put the phone down and read a book. Go outside from time to time, but limit your time, because it will consume you. That's all I say. Ain't no right or wrong.
They say the first thing.
Don't be on there trolling people either.
Okay, that's a big one. Don't do that.
Don't be a creep.
Oh, definitely.
Don't be a creep.
Don't be a creep. Oh God, don't. Yeah. They say, how you.
I was like, this is a big rich town. I don't know why that popped in my head. What were you saying?
A good habit to get into, I've heard, is when you first wake up, don't go for your phone.
Yeah, that's hard.
As a alarm, turn it off, whatever, but don't get on social media.
Mm-hmm.
At least give yourself a moment to just focus on yourself.
Yeah, that should have been my spring into action for first 30 minutes. Oh my eyes.
What do you do when you first wake up?
Check my phone.
Oh my God. Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Turn the alarm off. Get the apps open. Clear the
What's going on? What's going on?
Clear the notifications. Yeah, man.
That's fucking hilarious. Since we're on social media, there's something that I wanted to discuss, and then unless you got something else, we can wrap up.
We can wrap up after this. I gotta pick up the pooch.
Oh shit! What time?
Let's go. We got time.
I saw a post recently. It was from a young lady, and she was talking about, can we not demonize people who work out just to look good? Like, it's okay to feel good about your, not so much about like your body, but more of like what your goal is.
Yeah.
If you want a dump truck, all right, that's fine. Go ahead and do that. If you are just going for aesthetics, you should totally do that if that's your goal, and be proud of that. And she said, why do we have to jump on here and say, oh, exercising is, I'm doing this for my mental health, I'm doing this for, like, to improve myself, so on and so forth. And a part of me understood what she was saying. I was like, that's fair, that's legit. But when it came to the mental health part, I was like, there are a lot of people in the world, a lot of people who don't know what's going on, a lot of kids, especially on social media.
Yeah.
So when they see people look a certain way, mind you, we're human beings, we're creatures. We see, like, people, I don't know how to describe this, like, we're very physical creatures, that's what it is. So when we see something that appeals to us, we think, oh, that's what world is, that's what it should be. A little boy can see a grown man that's muscular and be like, that's how I should be. And then he sees the character of that person who could just be a dickhead.
Yeah.
He'll still go, that's what I should be. It's like, no, you should not. So there's nothing wrong with looking a certain way, but what is your character behind that? You kind of have to acknowledge those things. It can't just be physical. Thoughts on that at all?
Not really, man. I get it. I get it. I agree with you. Like, there's still, at some point, you still have to hold that, yeah, it's okay for you to want to look the way you want to look. Like, nobody should kill you for that, but like, you can't knock the mental health part of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't know what people are going through, you know, and I think to each their own. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know what people do, why they do the things they do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's just between them and God. Like,
yeah.
Like, so, yeah, like, it'd be stupid to say it's a judge-free zone, because everybody judge.
Everybody judge.
But, you know, mind your fucking business. How about that? How about that? If we all just mind our fucking business,
yeah,
we'll be better off.
Well said, sir. All right. Niggas have been talking way too much.
Yeah, man. This was good, though. This was good. But let's sign off, man.
Sure.
You got last call? You got anything? I don't really got nothing for last call, bro. I'm all over the fucking place. You got some wise words for us?
You know, I kind of don't.
And that's okay, bro. That's okay.
Is it, Eric?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, man.
Actually, no. I do have one thing that I'll say, because I really want to wrap this up. But just as I said earlier, you know, just how you had that moment with your siblings and stuff. You get to a point where you're good in life. Share that energy.
Yeah. I agree.
And at some point in time, it stops going from a want to a need, like you need to. You have to be responsible for that.
Yeah.
Or don't, I don't know. You're a grown person, do whatever you want. But That's it. Little gems. Anything for the people?
Yeah, man, y'all go out there. Trying to hear this. I mean, I hope it's a good day when you listen to this. Go out there, man. Just have a great day, or don't.
Or don't.
The choice is yours.
All right, people. This is Symposium Podcast, episode 52.
Yes, sir.
Thank y'all for tuning in. Till next time, we out.
We out.